We're doing Metropolis scenario. We're done with the campaign as of now. Chapters 1 through 5 are done with the hardest difficulties and the highest scores. So the next logical thing from the campaign is to move on to the scenarios. We're going to start in the east, 1830 Metropolis. The prosperous industrial centers on the east coast are poorly connected to the inland. Farmers, businessmen, and travelers are lamenting the long, arduous, and above all, unsafe roads and ship canals. These means of transport to the shackles on an emergent nation's hunger to grow. But a development from England is taking its first crucial steps, the steam engine. Now we actually can do AI levels. Very hard, realistic training. Okay. We start in Baltimore, and, no, sorry, we start in New York. We're trying to grow New York, basically, is what this is. We are going to play as the engineer, Doc Murphy. Let's fucking do it. This one is very close on these first two timings. You have to grow New York to 80,000.
The railroad is a magnificent invention that will revolutionize all of our lives. Journeys that used to take days now only take hours. That's why I'm convinced that the railroad can also help to better connect our industrial centers on the East Coast with the settlements inland. Take care of that.
So I'm not going to look at the tasks right away because I already know what they are, more or less. I know for a fact we need to grow New York to 80,000 very quickly and deliver 100 loads of clothing to New York also very quickly. But we don't have a lot of money, so we're going to throw in a small station, as we might normally do, and a warehouse. I thought about doing a auto signaling station, but we could always throw that in later. For now, we're just gonna throw on a big warehouse with its and small stations. You'll see why I'm doing a big warehouse off the bat here in a second, but let's put our lines in. Like I said, you have very little time in the scenarios. The campaign chapters are very easy compared to the scenarios. New York to the warehouse, back and back. So it's a pass-through warehouse to Baltimore. We're gonna go ahead and buy a grasshopper or 4. And we're gonna set up grain here. We're gonna do milk, vegetables, and clothes. Clothes is a big one. So while we're waiting on those guys to fly in, we're gonna bring in our milk and grain real fast. Gotta go fast on Trainiac. Bring in the milk. Thank you. Oh. There we go. And then, grain. Bring in the grain to the warehouse, please. Can I learn how to capitalize? Maybe. One of these days I'll figure it out. And that looks good. Bring in freight. There you go. Done. So, pass through warehouse as always. They'll pick shit up here and go back and forth. I already made a mistake. Let me rectify said mistake. From New York, we're fine. In this warehouse, do not pick up clothing to go to Baltimore. In Baltimore, do not pick up cloth, but pick up clothes. And in the warehouse, pick up clothes. Back to New York. Copy. Insert. Okay. So basically what that's going to do is do not take clothes from the warehouse to Baltimore. Do not take cloth from Baltimore to the warehouse. Only take clothes. Then only from the warehouse, take clothes to New York. Baltimore, in the first couple, like, in the first month, puts in this cloth industry. It's not there right at the beginning of the game, but they put it in very quickly. And it's there already. So we're going to go ahead and run... Oh, shit. What? That's a milk. I don't want a milk. Where's the cotton? You want to run cotton into Baltimore. The clothing timing is extremely tight. Like, all of these scenarios are just ridiculous with their timing. So we're gonna run bloppity blue. We're gonna run cotton directly into Baltimore for now. Like that. I can deal with a 3% grade. That's fine. We're gonna take a bond out. Build. We're gonna get a train on its way to Baltimore, but we will put in a passing lane. Probably here. We'll do the middle areas first. But in this one, it's very important to balance your money, because you have very little money compared to time. Or not even in compared to, in addition to. You have very little everything. So, New York will start growing eventually here. We have to wait for our trains to get in. We could connect up to Albany and run some shit in here. Basically, your scenarios are examples, and like they teach you to basically do not stop expanding. Do not stop expanding is what I'm trying to say. Endlessly expand. Because when you put the AI on very hard, it becomes extremely difficult to buy them out. And guess what we have to do in this scenario, of course? Buy out one of the competitors. If you don't want to end up at the bottom of the list for valuation, you know, so what that would, if you're at the bottom of the list or whatever, you're never going to afford to buy out your opponents. You just got to expand everywhere. Make as much money as you can possibly make to buy out your competitors. Plus, the more money you have in this game, the easier everything becomes, pretty much, just like in real life. So, throw these in. We're gonna do a pass-through pass-through rural station to Albany in an effort to bring some wood back, and also bring some beer back from Albany. Let's do that. So as you can see, Doc grasshoppers, 9 grand. They're normally 30,000. Doc is so unbelievably cheap. It's crazy, and I love it. Leaf spring suspension. Increase passengers in every station by 5%. How'd I guess Dawn was gonna step in? You know, we could probably run to Syracuse next.
Are you looking to play with the big boys? So what now?
However, Syracuse and Albany do not share any, they both have a beer, so we're just gonna run probably mostly passengers and mail. An alternative thing we need to do is run grain into Albany to get New York to grow. So, actually, once I have the money, I probably should do that first. A connection bonus in Washington, huh? Well, that would be 40, 80. I wouldn't make a lot of money off of that, honestly. I'm gonna bump this up to 6 trains between Baltimore and New York. Because trust me, we're gonna need it. Gotta remember, grasshoppers are very, very slow. Man, they're running all passengers and mail. I need the other stuff, guys. Let's run 8. Put in another station here because it's cheaper to put in a small station than to upgrade a small station to a medium one. We're gonna wiggle our way through these hills here and connect up to that. 13% grade. $110,000. Now we're getting into some expensive track. But that's fine, I can wait. We can wait on that. Look, we're producing clothes, so we have some cotton available. We have a little bit of cloth available now. I'm going to throw in a maintenance station on this rural station and also this one to help with these trains. You gotta remember Doc has free maintenance stations. So he should pick up a decent amount of stuff. I'm gonna guess there's no clothes available just yet, but he'll pick up some shit to take it to New York. There you go. We have very tight timing on this, so hopefully we can get enough running into New York to make it grow. If not, I guess I'll just cry myself to sleep. Well, we can get more money per freight car by 8%, and more money per mail by 10%. Oh, wait, whoa. I did not put in a signal here, my bad. I'm gonna go ahead and put in a second station, and I'm gonna move the cotton to said second station, and I'll use that second station to connect Washington in a few minutes, probably. Look, New York's growing. There you go. We've gotten in just enough things to start making it grow. Now we need to maintain that growth. So in order to do so, it can become pertinent to double track your shit. Like that. Why? Why? Like, actually, why? What the fuck is... why? Run there, then. Was it rocket science for you? Dumb train, jeez. I'm gonna double track this because we're gonna end up running a significant amount of trains by Albany on the way to New York. And in some cases, to Albany. Because Albany tends to put in a liquor business. Guess what else we have to run 100 loads of to New York? You guessed it. Liquor. Alcohol. So, we'll run another grain train. And I'm going to put in a... Can I do this? Nice. Little bypass, switcheroo type thing.
One of your trains isn't doing what it should be doing.
Like that,
I've
so we
sent
can...
somebody to you to keep their ears open.
Shut up, Don. So we can run... I'm gonna run corn in. To New York. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that here. Hook up said corn. %. God, I hate these grades. 6%, that's a little better. Gonna be awfully slow. We'll have to hope we can unlock a new train sooner than later, I guess. 35,000. Of course, New York has stopped growing. Why wouldn't it? So I'm completely ready to fail this. And by fail, I mean not get a perfect score. Just because I know that the timing is just ridiculous. It's just unreal. To get New York to grow. It's really a lot of luck. You know, I would normally do the John Hancock, but we would be better jumping straight to the bowl.
Locomotive? Does it have cannons as well?
Okay, well, I don't have enough money. The John Hancock I would normally go because I like to go in a linear progression, but the faster train would be more useful. I don't need any of that shit. So I believe we have to have it grown by the middle of 1831. So we have a little bit of time. Alright, now we're growing again.
Unfortunately, one of your trains didn't make it.
Would you shut the fuck up? As soon as we hit 60,000, we're putting in a museum. Museum, again, gives you 10%, an additional 10% fulfillment of demand.
Women and children on board, downhill, and with a tailwind?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about there. They tend to just say stuff that makes no sense, so. Kind of like me. I am considering expanding this station to piggyback off onto Syracuse. Like that. Then I'll use that one for industry. That's wanting to come into Albany. Or like raw material, not industry necessarily. $120. Although I need to save my money so we can put in a whatchamacallit, museum. So here's a question. Why would you put clothes in this warehouse, right? Well, New York wants clothes, but they can only consume clothes at a certain rate, which will cause Baltimore's clothing industries to flip on and off, back and forth, until they'll never grow. And if they don't grow, they don't produce fast enough to give us the clothes that we want. So what you can do is put a warehouse in the middle to get artificial demand for clothes, which will keep the industries on constantly, and everything just works better that way. So you can force clothes in here and then feed them to New York when it wants them. Not too tricky of an idea. Alright, museum, you're going in. So now we'll get an extra 10% to keep New York growing to 80,000. We've already delivered 11 clothes of New York. 11 clothes of New York to New York. So I'm going to save money for Syracuse now. And we should be doing pretty good. So we'll increase our passengers in every station by 5% there. So we need to get all the way to 250,000 population with New York. But at the same time, we need to expand enough that we have enough money to buy out at least a competitor, because that is one of them.
Unfortunately, one of your trains didn't make it.
Buffalo is a meat city. Syracuse is a beer city. So these two, I will actually run more than one train, depending on a few things. Because they'll actually trade a little bit. One more train and we'll have one of the check marks that we need. Okay, a little bit more. There we go. And then we'll start a line between these two once we have the money to do so.
I'm amazed by the number of trains you already have in operation. That was really fast.
I don't know if it's just me or if he sounds really condescending when he says that. Why is that 69 grand? Whoa. You serious?
I've sent somebody to you to keep their ears open.
I don't have enough money. Come on, come on. There you go. Wow, we got a lot of beer going to Buffalo, and they'll bring meat back, so that'll be helpful. I'm gonna go ahead and supply. I don't know. Wood and cattle, I think, to these guys, to Pittsburgh and Buffalo. Pittsburgh's also a meat industry, so they'll accept said cattle.
Another station in this city really wasn't necessary.
Shut up. You don't tell me what's necessary. Slow our time down a little bit just so I don't get caught up in anything I'm not expecting. I'm seeing a couple breakdown bad conditions, which isn't great. Did they really just build that fucking line right as I... Really? You fucking suck. I really just put that there and out of nowhere you're just gonna do that? Okay. So I need to replace my trains for 23 grand, I guess. I'm wondering if it would be quicker to... Would this be cheaper if I just did this? If I just ran around this idiot? It is. It genuinely is. Okay, that looks good to me. We're gonna run to Buffalo, to here, to there, to here, back to here, back to here, back to Buffalo. Now, okay.
It's thanks to you that New York has become more than just a little fishing village. You could almost say that the city never sleeps.
There you go, golden tick, 80,000. In New York, and I haven't touched it for a little while. So now we're waiting on clothing, which I probably should add my double tracks here so these guys can go ahead and deliver cotton faster, just in case. The worst part is just putting a bunch of time into a scenario and then you lose right at the end after you've already put like 3 hours into it. I'm also going to run a third one, just in case, to supply more cotton. He looks like he's got a decent amount of cotton already, but I'm not taking any chances. Back up here to Buffalo and Pittsburgh. One train might be enough, but I doubt it. It rarely ever is. Although, I need somewhere for the other train to sit, so maybe like... Maybe like that. Because they're gonna want to load passengers and mail as well, so... We'll go ahead and get a second rail, I suppose. Something like that. Okay, so he'll pick up probably nothing because he's already full with passengers and mail. Let's go ahead and get more passengers in every station by 10%. So here's where you get a little bit tricky. Now, where do I expand to? Well, let's go to Washington because it's fairly close and fairly simple to connect to. I'll have it share the line with the cotton, because the cotton trains are not in here constantly. We're just gonna run an automatic line, no problem. This one shouldn't need more than one. So we're gonna go ahead and have to connect as much as possible. Like I said, you have to outpace your competitors. So off to Norfolk we go. Currently nobody needs sugar, I don't think. Washington might, but we can always tack that on after the fact. $182 grand. Gotta keep a background eye on New York growing. You can just see where our money now is just... We're just printing money. I mean, it's just crazy. You set your stuff up good enough, you'll be set for a long time. Would I even be able to put a... Yeah, I can. Okay. Although, yeah.
You really should pay more attention to the maintenance of your locomotives.
No, no, no. Who authorized this little fucking bridge to be here? Thanks, I'll go ahead and take that steep amount of money back. Oh, no, New York's at 90,000 and I don't know what that first one said, but that's okay. Also, did anybody just see what I did wrong there? I didn't put my second station in to lock down Washington. Now, we could probably get away with that because there's only one train running into Washington from Baltimore, but you never know, I might add a second one. Then we wouldn't want it to conflict as much as it would. Corn, Norfolk, corn, done. Rename it to Norfolk so I know what is going on. And run our two trains. I got trains breaking down, so it's time to replace. For very cheap, mind you. Alright, New York. You've stopped growing. What can I do for you? You need meat. Well, if we're lucky, Baltimore will soon... Holy hell, at 90,000. Just kidding. And of course they put a lumber business. And New York put a distillery in. Jesus Christ. Well, we could buy this and then build our own distillery. Or we could just throw a distillery into Syracuse. So normally Albany will help you out by putting a distillery in Albany. But apparently not this time. I'm gonna pay a bond back and get some money out of it. Of course. They put a fuck. Geez. Well, see, now I would have to go all the way to Buffalo. Unless I grow these guys to 90,000. What are the odds I can get Baltimore to 90,000? Or Washington would be closer to 40,000. And it's already at 73%. Maybe I'll throw the distillery into Washington. Then we have sugar right here, and the fruit isn't too far away, and we can hook up a line between New York and Washington. So we're sitting pretty because we're done with that. We're done with this. We're almost halfway done with this, and we have until 1832 and a half or so. June, July, somewhere in there.
Hey, be careful. You're starting to drive me mad.
So you think that is a good idea?
So, really? I would. The fact that they can just build that shit out of nowhere. Come on. I literally just. I literally was just about to put a line in. But of course, they jump in right at the last second before I hit finalize. So I was going to sit back and wait, and then I realized, well, you don't want to sit back and wait, because I have to buy out one of the competitors, and on very hard, they're very expensive to buy out. So you have to just keep expanding, and don't worry about how it looks, because it's gonna get super ugly no matter what you try to do. You don't have the time or the money to try to make it look good. What is this? Wilmington. Alright. There's that. Let's double check Washington. It was just at 70% growth, and now it's at fucking nothing. Okay, I see none of these cities are gonna play ball with me. Well, there's fruit here, which is not too far away. So we'll put our distillery in here. This is not ideal. I'll tell you right now that that's not ideal. I would hugely rather put the distillery in Albany. But clearly I don't have the money or the time to deal with that. So we're just gonna put it in here and deal with it. Like that. Set up a freight only line to here to feed said distillery. Then I'm gonna run down to the nearest fruit, which is here. And as usual, we're gonna have to hop
One
lines.
of your trains isn't doing what it should be doing.
I don't care, Don. Why do you want $400,000 for that? Are you crazy? There you go, that's better. I suppose that's better. Just in case I didn't mention it, the reason we're setting up a distillery in Buffalo is to run, is so we can run a line between New York and Buffalo for delivering 100 loads of alcohol to New York. That's one of the requirements. Okay, so here's a question. How do we get over there, right? Well, this will be relatively... There you go.
Do
We'll
you
just
even
hook in.
know what you were bidding on?
Just like that. You know what? That looks good. Told you it's gonna get ugly. That's what the developers wanted you to do. I would know. I am a developer for this game. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Anyway. 181 grand. That's not terrible. Get some moolah. Put in our signals. back to Buffalo, and
Not only is the number of trains crucial, but also how they are utilized. You give me no reason to complain in that respect.
to New York. There we go. So we should have all that set up already. Yep. I'm gonna prioritize meat and liquor though over anything else. You know what? Nah, we'll probably run enough that we don't need to. Never mind. You could, I guess, but it's not gonna be that big of a deal. See, he's gonna take a bunch of stuff, so we'll just run like 6 trains. They're so cheap with Doc, it don't even matter. We're gonna want probably this guy next for the trains. Not too worried about passengers right now. Now, why are we not getting a lot of clothes? Well, what's going on here? We got 1 close here. It's because New York is saturated. So there's nothing you can do for that aside from just wait. And keep New York growing as best you can.
You should look for your train.
For some reason, Albany is not... We're not getting enough beer and stuff, so we need to duplicate trains between New York and Albany in order to continue growing. How do you have missing supplies? Didn't I just buy new trains? 60 grand. Let's jump down to the next city down here, to Charleston.
You think this is funny? Give up that station, you idiot!
That's not very nice, Don. $146,000. Certainly not the cheapest line. Now, I don't really know why I just double tracked that, considering they're both beer lines, but maybe we'll get some passengers and mail. Yeah, it sure looks like it. Did I not double track this one? Yeah, I did. Wait. But I only ran 2, huh? We'll run 4, sure. Let's, for the first time, look at my valuation. Where do I stand? I am in the middle. Hey, that's actually not too bad. And we're actually almost neck and neck with Dawn. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. So we've got fruit and sugar delivered. We're slowly making alcohol. Trains will eventually take it. We've got 6 trains. Let's run like... We'll run 10. So here's where an automatic switching station might have been a good idea. Because you're going to start getting a lot of stuff running to New York. I think we'll just see how it goes. We're at 70 clothing, and we have 6 months to go. Not bad. We do need to start focusing on the liquor business, though. So, as I said, Doc is extremely expensive to upgrade. We need $850,000 to upgrade that factory. But what's more important is we stay ahead of our competitors for buying them out.
One thing is clear. Either the station goes or you do.
You really don't want to come down to the wire and you can't buy out your competitor. That would be... it's...
I wanted to tell you, I got something for you.
It's very
Did you see what
heartbreaking.
happened? Remember, this can happen again and again.
I have a sneaking suspicion I can't run. Yep, it's too close. Well, what I could do is do that. And then right back out. You're not stopping me from running a double line. No, sir. That looks good to me. We're gonna go ahead and run from Charleston, North Carolina to Jacksonville, South Carolina. Run our 4 trains. Go ahead and unlock the next train, which normally I would go in progression, but you have no time. I would go North American, then this one, but I'm just gonna jump straight to this one.
This vehicle reminds me of my grandmother. Worn out and slow.
Ooh, 500,000. That's really mean, Don. Why would you say that? Something about express trains. At the bottom of our task list is to have 5 express trains. You need the fastest engine available to do an express lane. So I'm anticipating my lines down here in the Carolinas and whatnot to become express trains, because I'm not running really hardly any goods between them. Well, we got 1 load of liquor delivered, so that's good. We could probably run Pittsburgh. I think I ran Pittsburgh down to Knoxville of all places last time, because for some reason the AI does not.
Well, everyone has to start somewhere.
They don't hook up Montgomery very often, so you can feed 2 beers and a meat city together down here, and there's plenty of grain and whatnot to do so. And it works out relatively well, if you ask me. Except for, you know, wanting to go through this, wanting to go through that, and then, you know, it wants to put in about 13,000 miles of bridges. And no tunnels. And no bridges. Look at that, look how cheap that just became. New York is at 120,000. This will mainly become a passenger and mail line.
Faster all the time. That has nothing to do with traveling in style.
What are you talking about? She is loco. I don't want to buy your weaving business. Thank you. 287,000. Oh, he already made it. Wow. We're getting there. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up Atlanta and Montgomery to these beer lines.
You think this is funny? Give up that station, you idiot!
And I actually do need a regular train station here, because I'll be running 2 cities through it, not just 1. Or, well, you know what I mean. Okay, I haven't hooked up Atlanta, so you can't do that yet. My bad. There you go. Atlanta and second station in Knoxville, Tennessee, right? I think so. I'm not like a guru when it comes to geography, but I'm not the worst ever. I know a few different places. I'd say for the most part I get the places correct when I guess where they are. You know, preemptively, I'm just gonna go ahead and set this line up now so it starts running. It's not Knoxville to Grain. It's Atlantis. Okay. There you go. Perfect. Now we're gonna hook up Montgomery. God, this fucking bitch already hooked it up. You suck.
One thing is clear. Either the station goes or you do.
I guess it's not the bitch. It's Dawn. Dawn, you suck. And I just realized something I did wrong. We need to expand this Knoxville station. And do that. And run it back. Beautiful. So you can kind of see I'm just spending my money basically as fast as I make it. There's really no reason to hoard your money in this game. Everything is based off of how much money you have, so there's really makes no sense to hoard the money. How do you spell Montgomery? Is it Montgomery like that? Montgomery. Now, I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised we haven't gotten express trains yet. Especially down south, because I got 2 of them, but I expected more than that by now. Station master reduces maintenance time required.
No, it looks like one of your trains has a problem.
I haven't even been putting in maintenance, honestly. So how are we doing on clothing? Well, we're getting close. March, April, May, June. I only got a couple months left, but 11 clothing is not that much to need to deliver. So what we can do is run cattle into Knoxville after we replace our trains, because they're getting old. So if you've noticed that strategy of just replacing your trains instead of doing maintenance,
my new factory looks simply marvelous?
Is even more powerful with Doc. You don't need to do. He even has free maintenance stations, and it's, I don't know, it's just it's a weird ability that you can do. It's a weird thing that you don't have to run maintenance, and you'll be perfectly fine for a long time without it. Now, could you set up maintenance and also be fine? Yes. With Doc especially, but it just takes so much money otherwise to do so that it's, I would not say, worth it. So anyway, we're gonna run meat into Knoxville, so then you have beer and meats all playing with each other.
You can be extremely satisfied with these quarterly results.
2 million. 2 million a quarter is what he's talking about there. So where am I at with valuation? I'm on top. I am top dog. Now that's what you want to see, because then you can buy out these bonds and you can start buying out these competitors. We need 14 million for her. Now I can afford about 15% of her.
You can have a few crumbs of my success.
So we'll just start chipping away at them. I guess we don't do maintenance, but I think I have 2 stations that have maintenance buildings, so we might as well just speed those up. Let's increase passengers in every station by 8%. New York has stopped growing. What is going on? You don't have meat and you still don't have beer. How the fuck are you not making beer? You have 42 beer. Alright, what's going on here? I think I made there's an issue here. I need to put in I know what I need to do. And I'm going to go ahead and do so. So we're going to delete that. We're going to go ahead and go back. Trim it back. And we're going to put in an auto signaling station. It's one of the few times that you might actually... I should have done this probably from the beginning. Your throughput on these small ones just becomes not enough. I'm actually gonna wait for that corn train. The pathfinding is all over the place sometimes, I swear. Of course, of course, of course. Like, why would you not be able to do this? Fuck it, I don't care. I don't have enough time to worry about it.
You have delivered a huge amount of clothing to New York. That will please the fashion scene.
Yeah, fashion scene. Good for them. Look, gold. Beautiful. Now we need to work on this, We have 2 years. For both that and to get express trains. So, something I'm gonna go ahead and do.
Oh dear, there seems to be a little problem with one of your locomotives.
Express trains are especially fast and popular with affluent travelers. And since there are more and more of them, it is good that you operate so many of these trains.
I guess we're done with the express trains. Just kidding.
It's probably just another one of your little mistakes, but could it be that you just placed a bid?
I hate when you accidentally delete the whole rail line like that, when you clearly put down a little nub. Never again by Coach. New York is... my rail line is too good. So... we've got a two-way now, two platforms, so they don't have to wait on each other going through here. We got auto signaling stations in New York to make it a little bit faster, and yes, you could have started the game with those, probably. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce Beatrix's stuff. Tackle her, reduce passengers is basically what I'm doing for her. Reduce tunnel costs, so I don't build tunnels, but I'll take you anyway. So anyway, I was just saying, to get 5 express trains, well, we got it, good. I need to deliver 100 loads of liquor. Well, that'll never happen if you don't upgrade your distilleries, but I have enough money to go from 0.8 carloads to 1.6 carloads a week. That's probably still not enough, so we should probably look into upgrading that one more time later on. And by later on, I mean right now. Because now I have enough, almost enough money to do so. 1.7 million to 3.2 carloads a week. Damn. That is putting out some shit. So that we should see those numbers grow exponentially faster. We're starting to dwarf our competitors, which is good. Doc Ock Company is doing good. I like the name of their company. Is the first thing I think of when I see their name, and it's so I thought of Doc Ock for Doc Murphy, so Doc Ock Company. I know, it's stupid. So we can run, let's see, Pittsburgh. These are all meat cities except for Grand Rapids. So meat cities are not that great for connecting to other meat cities. I don't really need to expand a whole lot more now. We could get the Jervis, if that's how you say it. Or we can increase the reliability of our locomotives by 12%. Plus getting more passengers in every station by 8%. Yeah, I think everything is falling into place. Except New York is not growing. Meat and beer. I don't know why they're not getting beer. I honestly don't. There are 4 trains running between Albany and New York, and they're still not getting enough. How about 8? You could almost put auto signaling stations into Albany as well, which I think I'm going to. I remember in the older version of this game, they allowed you to put, there was a button that you could click that would automatically upgrade a station to an auto signaling station. But I'm not really sure why they took it away. Everything I knew about it was pretty handy. Sometimes it wouldn't work because, you know, space constraints and all, but You know, for the most part, I thought it worked pretty okay. So, and we should have people... Ooh, that's an expensive promoter. Let's promote... New York. So if you get lucky, you can promote New York and you'll make some extra money and you'll run some extra passengers to New York. So why are we still not? There's still not enough trains running between New York and Baltimore for my liking. This warehouse is way too full to for how many trains I'm running. So
hey, there's finally something going on in this city, don't you think?
Under normal circumstances, really?
Incredible! Who taught this primate to write?
Why would you, Don, why? Ooh, I just realized what I just did. I don't know if this, did I hook up Washington before we completed our clothing task? Here's a bad thing I just did. I did not tell the train from Baltimore to Washington to not take cloth. Or clothes, for that matter. So, technically, the train to Washington was siphoning our cloth and clothes. And if you're not careful about that, it'll siphon enough to actually slow down your production. And that's not a good thing, because then you won't be able to meet your goal in time, and then you'll pull your hair out and lose your job and all that other stuff that happens when you are bad at video games. Ooh, an accountant. Successful auctions are 20% cheaper. Alright, I don't do auctions, but I suppose I'll take
New York is now the biggest city on the East Coast and well on the way to becoming a global city.
180,000 people. In my opinion, we're still not hauling enough beer. I don't know how. Exactly how. This beer industry has, yeah, 37 for export. Come on. And I'm running how many trains between Albany and New York? 8 trains, and there's still not enough beer being brought back. New York is ravenous. I'm gonna put a bypass in for this
guess what?
lumber business. Alright. So I'm gonna put that bypass line in for around the wood, so things that don't need to stop at the wood can go around it. We have so much money now. Let's spend it on buying some. Did I make money on this? 1.7? Is that what I spent? We're gonna buy out Dawn in a minute. Well, over time, 30% of Dawn.
Hey, in your place, I'd invest in me as well.
We're getting real close to being at 250,000 population. Now remember, you want to do your optional tasks always before these other ones, otherwise it will complete. If you're missing optional tasks, the game will finish without you being where you want to be. And that's not a good time. It feels really bad. Feels bad. Feels bad, man.
Hey, there's finally something going on in this city, don't you think?
Nope. I'm gonna run a line from Montgomery to Jacksonville, even though it's extremely ugly. Just like that. It's gonna be probably mostly just a passenger line.
Yep.
It's kind of weird that they don't have a 14-inch embroidery.
I was gonna be shocked if they found it somewhere and we couldn't. Like if they just kept.
Well, isn't that a little bit? You think they would have one? Like.
Unless it's an online-only thing and pick up in store thing. It's just.
These guys don't need sugar at all. So I might as well just run a. Put in a passing lane here. They don't. It's not worth me running to the sugar plantation because of these cities are both well fed already. But I will run whatever they want to run, passengers and mail mostly. or nothing. What? That's not fast enough for you? What the hell? Okay then. How about this? How about I run...
You don't look so dangerous to me with this train.
How about I run straight to it? You gonna be happier then? You don't want to run anything? There you go. Okay, I didn't have... So, you have to have your lines, it has to be less than, like, 1.5 times the destination, like, the 1.5 times the length of the route or something. I don't know. It's some bullshit. Otherwise, passengers won't want to take your line. It has to be, the straighter the line, the better to your destination. That's basically all that matters. Let's increase freight prices per car by 8%. And I need to replace my trains. Okay, so I'm not doing as much liquor as I want. We're only at 30. So what's going on here? Let's see. What can we do? Are we not making enough liquor? Well, we have 3. I think we're taking it as quick as we make it. The question is, do I have enough money to make it faster? Well, just kidding. You can't. This is the biggest it goes, so get fucked. I guess I'll just deal with it. I will just have to see how it goes. I'm not doing a Syracuse to Atlanta. What are you, high? You're not growing again. What is with these warehouse cities? Alright, so I see the problem. We need to put in a bigger station here. And the reason you can do this at the beginning as well. You can get away with putting auto signaling in Baltimore. I didn't just for the sake of money, but you usually have enough money you could get away with it. Now it's possible I could have gotten away with, of course, this fucking bullshit. And also, we can stop prioritizing clothing because it's not that important. Pick up anything you want, doesn't matter. So now they'll be able to come in here together and do this. So now, I would personally use auto signaling stations if you had more money at the beginning. But I would say time, but time is kind of irrelevant. If you have the money, you should probably use them. They work really well. Can you be more efficient with manual stations? Yes. But I often find it's not worth the hassle to set the platforms up. So I would probably just run auto signaling. It's faster. You'll be able to get your shit set up faster. It's just, I don't know. So if I sell this, will I make a profit? Maybe. I need to be able to buy one of you. Your valuation is growing faster than I can make it.
I can assure you that your money is well invested in my company.
If I could get the guy that reduces how much their stock price is, that would be
It's
good.
either bad staff or poor materials. Or
New
both.
applicants. Let's get more applicants by 20%. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll get a stock price reducer person. Whatever they're called. That's pretty much all we're gonna get out of this. But if we're lucky, it might be enough money to allow us to buy out one of the competitors. It's like I said before, it certainly isn't gonna hurt. Except I can't even get in there because these guys, I swear.
Well, I wouldn't have built that station here.
Well, you already have a station here, so what are you talking about? Of course you wouldn't have built it there. You already have one there. Okay, I'm not fucking building a bridge. Or a tunnel. No, thank you. I keep forgetting which one's which. Beatrix is over here. I keep forgetting. Alright, Beatrix,
It was about time someone took a good look at your hovel.
I didn't even see what that said. I'm going to try to siphon passengers and mail off of you. Yes, he's taking shit. Good. Good. That's what I want to see. We can go ahead and expand the station. We're going to run up to Grand Rapids. We're just going to try to explode with money.
What? Another station? That's not a nice sight.
Yes, I'm trying to compete with you. Like, how do you force it into bridge mode? I don't really... I'm not sure I understand how to make it a bridge. God, that is just terrible. Oh, that is gross. But that's what the game makes you do. What? You kidding me?
Oh, bad
Thank
press.
you. Okay.
Who reads the papers these days anyway?
New York is almost bursting at the seams.
We just hit 250,000 in New York. We are looking to do... Once we get this liquor, we'll be then focusing 100% on buying a competitor. I already have 50% of Beatrix, though, so it's not that big of a deal. We're going to hurt Beatrix a little bit. I think she's still in the bottom. No, they keep flip-flopping. You know what? I'm just focusing on Beatrix. I'm done selling and going back and forth. It's not worth it.
Some people just don't know when they're not wanted.
You don't look so dangerous to me with this train.
Beatrix sounds like she's getting angry. She's starting to get pissed. Set up our lines, do our signals. Grand Rapids in there. You guys use number 2. That should be the farther one away. Yep, copy. Paste, paste, and paste. Done.
One of your engineers spilled the beans, and now I have new technology.
Okay. There we go. Ooh, look at all that beer. Beatrix, why are you not hauling this beer? What are you doing? Let's get the Jervis. 1 mile
This
an hour
vehicle
faster.
reminds me of my grandmother. Worn out and slow.
You are so mean to your grandmother. As for Indianapolis to Toledo, I do not want a fucking stop building tunnels. They're so much more expensive. There you go. Good enough for me. Except, I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm gonna go ahead and build the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your entire life by doing some sort of weird roundabout
My reporter
thing.
has found a few skeletons in your closet.
Just so I can run dedicated on that rail. Alright, how are we doing? We're doing a... Ooh! 79! Nice, 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 nice. This is looking good. We're doing good. How much are we making? 0. Perfect. I love making 0 amounts of goods. Well, he actually has goods, but he's not he's got the materials, but he's not making any? What? New York, do you not want any more? You've got 0. What's going on here?
Incredible!
Oof.
Who taught this primate to write?
You've got goods. What's going on here? My building's not sabotaged. Mediator, headhunter. I don't really need any of those. Oh, there it's producing again. Okay. A good thing I looked at this. We only need 20 train loads before I complete this. I need to buy Beatrix. I need 9 million. That's not a lot. I mean, it is a lot, but it's not a lot.
This is a Sicilian-style message.
There. About 15% more of her. Now, I'm not sure where all my... There's a little bit of beer. I don't know where... Oh god, there's 4 loads of liquor. Oh, there's 4 more. Oh geez, that's 8. Well, I'm gonna have to watch these guys and stop them if it comes too close. Because I do not want to finish this without all tasks being good. So it's extremely important that I buy a competitor before we deliver all of the liquor. We're just gonna have to chip away at her because we're not going fast enough to buy her all at once. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and stop all deliveries from Buffalo to New York. There. We can totally wait. It'll be fine. In fact, you can do this. Watch this. You can go back to your cheapest train. I could get a $2 million bonus by selling all of my shit. Now, am I gonna do that? Well, no. Because it wouldn't be enough of a bump to let me buy Beatrix. However, I still have till like next year-ish, I think, to do this. Maybe. Maybe the end of 1834. I'm not sure. Here, you know what? Maybe I'll even do this. Maybe I'll set up a not from Syracuse. Maybe I'll buy I'll do a thing from Buffalo to New York. Right? But only I'll do custom consist of prioritize this. You need 8 of them. Maybe 5 of them. Don't take anything else. And we'll do the grasshopper so it's nice and slow. We'll do 2 of them and we'll hope that we can buy out Beatrix before those trains get here. And they should be awfully slow because they're grasshoppers, right? No, yeah, like here he is. Here's one. We need exactly 10. And here's the other one. So they're almost to Syracuse. And I'll just delete them if I have to. If they get here too soon. In fact, how much would it cost to buy Beatrix all the way out? 2.5 million. Well, watch this. This actually might be where this comes in handy. Like, there's our 2 million. And I have a half already-ish. So let's go ahead and let's get our refund. Let's sell off our Jervises
no, my dear. I'm
grasshoppers.
afraid I've just sent a saboteur your way.
2.5 million. There you go. Oh, 98%. What? Ah! I have to buy 2% from Don Lorenzo for 600,000. Oh no! 583,000. Here we go. Come on. Come on, baby. Give me that jackpot. Don. Done. Task completed. Nice. About 2% from Dawn. Just to fuck her over, we're gonna liquidate everything for
Your
8 million.
business talent is reflected not only in the trade of goods, but also in the fact that you were able to successfully take over a competitor.
Hell yeah.
How dare you throw me out of business? You should be ashamed of yourself.
If you don't establish an industry, I will.
Well, it don't matter. We're done. As soon as these guys roll in, we are done. We're gonna upgrade back to the Jervis like I just did. And we don't have enough money to buy Dawn, I don't believe, but I can certainly see how close I can get. We're not required to, but we need 32 million. There you go. Here's our final guy. That is Metropolis on the hardest score. Hopefully, all gold ticks.
You have delivered a large amount of alcohol to New York. City life there seems difficult to bear if you look at the demand. Our land is flourishing with no small thanks to your efforts. Tracks are running through more and more parts of America and are opening up new opportunities to all industries and travelers. The steam engine is driving progress.
There we go. President rating on Metropolis. That's 10 of 10 fulfilled tasks. Time rating 20 of 20. Difficulty rating 1.0. Competitor rating 2.5. Map rating 1. Pause mode rating 1.25. So, wait a minute. I thought you got 3 for competitor. Oh, if you had 3 competitors, then you would get 3. Never mind. So yeah, very hard for competitor. Pause mode rating on Trainiac. There you go. That should be right there. The highest score you can get on Metropolis is 62.5. It should be. If I did my math and all that stuff right. So, good deal. That's how you get president. Is you cry yourself to sleep multiple times a day and night and week. See ya.